out there. Hey, today's lesson from the Spreadsheet Man is going to cover these various topics. Auto-populating formulas, and what I mean by formulas, but I'll show you how to add cells up manually, how to add cells up by using the summarize button. We're going to do a little bit of cell formatting. With that, we're going to do some border actions on borders, and we're also going to do some formatting on the number on how it looks. So I'm going to go to the sheet number 1, and I'm going to show you some of these things now. So let's first start off with any type of business, but let's do our business income for the year. And let's just kind of do a projection or something like that. So the first thing we're going to type in is, let's try the month of January. Now here's an example of auto population. You get on the cell, you drag it and drop, and you can see on the right how it's suggesting what month it's going to fill it in with. And so this is a smart part of Excel. So it automatically filled it in for you. Now in this next cell, we'll go over here and just type in a number. Let's just type in 1,000. Let's say we want to hit $1,000 of monthly income in January. And then let's say the following month we want to increase it by 20. So let's add another $20. Well, we can do this auto population again by selecting these two cells, dragging it and pulling it down, and you can see how it's going in increments of 20 as we suggested. So that's another way to auto populate. Let's say we want to increase our business by $20 a month. Okay, so from there we go. We've got the money amounts that we have for each month that we're going to shoot for. And let's say over here we're going to make our first formula by doing a manual calculation. So what you do here is, what we're going to do here is we're going to just figure out what our quarterly revenue would be, or business income. So let's go over here and we'll just hit the equal sign or plus sign, and that activates the cell up here where you can see what you're doing in the formula bar, and then you see it here. So then you actually just click on the cell you want, and you will see it up here. It will highlight and it'll say C plus 7. So then you hit the plus sign because you want to add another cell to it. So hit the plus sign, you can see what it's doing over here. I'll click on the next cell I want to add, and it adds that cell to what I want, the string of things I want it to do. And then I add one more cell because I want 3 months worth of numbers for my first quarter revenue. So there we go. We've got our first quarter revenue. So I might just type that in, first quarter. And then I'll just drag this over so it fits a little bit better. But that's our money for the first quarter. Now a really cool trick is you could do the same thing. You can copy that and go down to June, because that would be your next quarter, and hit enter. And then right click, copy it again, and go down 3 more cells. And that would be your next quarter, your third quarter. And you can do it again, copy. And there's various ways you can do this. You can do edit, copy, and then edit, paste. You can do shortcut keys, edit, paste. Shortcut keys are just like Control X, Control C, Control V, that type of thing. So anyway, so here's our second quarter. And here's our third quarter. And lastly, our fourth quarter. So that was an example of doing money on a quarterly basis and by adding it up manually. Now let's get into adding things up by using the summarize button. So you go and you go to the cell that you want to summarize the information. It doesn't really matter where you are in your spreadsheet. I'm going to do it right below the numbers I'm going to summarize, but it doesn't really matter. You can be anywhere. So you just go up here to the top, and there's this Greek symbol right here for auto sum. You click on it once, it automatically puts little dancing ants around what it thinks you want to summarize. And it's telling you, hey, okay, we're going to summarize cells C7 through C18. You hit enter and it'll automatically do it for you. So there we go. We've got it all summarized. Now let's take it a step further. These numbers are, well, they're accurate numbers, but it looks kind of sloppy. We need to make this, format it to look numeric, look like dollar amount. So you can either highlight the area you want to do and then summarize it that way, or you can click the whole row. So clicking on the whole row like I have on C Then I go over here and I can do the comma. That's the comma style. That makes it look more like a number. Then to the right of it, you can increase your decimals or decrease your decimals. Since we're doing whole dollar amounts, I'm just going to decrease it. So now I'm going to show you another cool trick. So that's going to work. We could actually format it like that to look like dollars, but for right now, let's just use the comma. I'm going to show you a really cool trick now. It's called the paintbrush. So it's what you're going to do is you can copy this whole formatting for this column all the way over to this other column, column F, which we want to do by hitting the paintbrush. So we hit the paintbrush. It's called the format painter. You click on it once, and then you click on the column you want it to copy the same exact formats. It won't change your data, but it just copies the format. So then you click on it, boom, voila, you've got your numbers there. And so actually, I want to get rid of those zeros. So I go back over here on my number deal, decrease my decimals, and now we're down to this. And so actually, I could copy that format back over to the January through December one. So I click on my format painter again. Say actually, I want it just with 0 decimals. Boom, we've got it. Okay. So now let's do our formatting, our cell formatting. So here. Let's just do this. We want to make it look a little bit prettier. We want to add a line to it. So we can click on our borders, which are up here on the top right in this particular version of Excel. I'm using an older Excel. And it's got all these different drop downs that you can do. You can add borders on your left, right, lower one. There's a standard one for accounting, which is a single line for your top and a double underscore line on your bottom. So if I do that and I move off it, it looks really pretty. It looks like it's, like it should. So then I can take this cell and I can merge it and kind of center it between those to make that look pretty. So there's a button over here on your text formatting, and you can merge that. You can change the font. Maybe I want to make it a little bit bigger at 12. Maybe I want to add a little bit of paint, a color to it. Now we're talking about money. Let's put some green stuff around it. Maybe I want to put a border around it, maybe just a single line border. Cool. So then we take that, we highlight that area, and we go to File, Page Setup, File, Print Area, and you click your Set Print Area. So now, if you were to go up here and do a print preview, this is what you'd see on your piece of paper. It looks nice and pretty. So that's that. Okay. So now let's do this over here. Let's finish up this by quarterly. We can actually if we like, we can actually copy that because we have this right here. This is set up to summarize all those cells above that are in the blue box. We like that information. We can actually copy that, save some time, and copy that to over here to summarize that. We're going to get the same number, just going to look a little different. So if we copy that, and then hit enter or paste or whatever, it will bring that number down there too. And so that's the lesson for today. Hope you enjoyed.